Everybody, welcome to the webinar hosted by NACWE on 10 things you must know about Facebook timelines. I am Amanda Taylor, and I just want to lead us in a quick prayer really quick before we get started. We have a lot to go over, so everybody will just join with me in prayer for a second here. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for bringing us all together today, and we know how much you can use technology to build our ministries, our businesses, and our coaching programs and build relationship with our clients. So we know that it's essential that we understand the technology that man has created so that we can use it for your glory and for your good. So we just thank you so much for this time that you've given us right now to all gather together, and I pray that it's just productive and that you're just with us throughout this and help everybody to have an easy knowledge to understand what I'm about to share. Thank you so much. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen. Well, hi everybody. I am Amanda Taylor, and I live in Richmond, Virginia, with my husband of 8 years, David Taylor. And I am a social media specialist and a graphic designer. I started blogging in 2004 and kind of have taken everything that I've learned since then with blogging to help ministries and other businesses grow, and like I said, to use technology to God's advantage. So we just want to take advantage of what he's given us as a platform to reach out, because social networking is huge and it's worldwide. So let's get started. Like I said, my name is Amanda Taylor, and I live in Richmond, Virginia. These are a couple of my links here on my website, my Facebook, and my Twitter. Don't feel like you've got to write it down or anything right now. I'll make sure you have it at the end. So let's get started. Today we're going to be talking about how to edit your privacy settings on Facebook. I know this has been a huge topic, so I've really come up with a bunch of slides here to walk you through that step by step by step. You know, there's a lot that you can do in your privacy settings, and I hope that as we walk through the slides that I have for you, that you're able to you know, kind of take it and understand it a lot better, so it's not making you so nervous about all the changes. We're also going to talk about Facebook apps, how to edit them, how to use them. We're going to talk about the timeline wall, which I've heard a lot of feedback from that, is that people are frustrated with the Facebook wall, with the split view. But we'll go over a little bit of why Facebook did that, and how you can kind of use that on your fan page or your personal page. There's also some really neat things that you can do with your photos now and lists, so we'll be going through that. And then I also want to cover just a few topics on fan pages about what exactly to put in your about section, and how to take advantage of the real estate that you have there underneath your cover photo, and also how you can pin posts on your fan page and use the admin panel to communicate with your fans. So I hope you're excited. Get over, I don't want you to be nervous, so just bear with me. So let's go ahead and start. First, we're going to talk about the privacy settings. This is on your Facebook page. When you click up to the right, I've got a little click here for you. And you can see there I manage a lot of pages, so just ignore all of that. But you can see if you click there, there's a little drop down that says privacy settings. So when you click that, it's going to bring you to this page right here. This is your way to tell Facebook exactly how you want your Facebook presented to the public, to your friends. Facebook has given you several options here where you can change. If you want everything to be public, you would click here. If you just want your friends to see your content that you're posting on your page, you would click here. And then you can also have this other option of going custom, which means you can create your own lists. I don't really recommend that unless if there was a very specific reason that you were doing that. I generally stick with this just friends, and then I customize all the rest of my settings. So let's go through the different settings that Facebook has here for you. First thing that you'll see on there is how to connect. That's what you're going to see here. When you click Edit Settings, this is the menu that you'll be presented with. And I see everybody typing in the room there. So glad you're all here. All right, so how you're going to connect on Facebook, you've got several options here. When you click on this drop down here that has the globe next to it, it's going to give you three options. It's going to say everyone, friends of friends, and friends. So what that means, everyone is public, meaning anyone that comes to your Facebook wall can see anything that you post, your pictures, your status updates, anything that you've marked as public, which is the little globe, and I have an audience selector for you to see that's coming up, but that little globe that you see here, that means it's public. Friends of friends means if I'm a friend of Diane and she posts something on her wall, I can see it. But not only can I see it, but anyone that is a friend of me can see it also. So that's where you have to understand a little bit of the privacy settings of friends of friends. I have mine set to that because I do a lot of work with networking on Facebook. But when I had this as just my personal page that I didn't want anyone to find or see, you know, with just family and friends, I had that set to only friends. So if you're a coach or you're networking, this opens you up a little bit to the public without opening the whole door. And you still have control over what people can post on your timeline and moderate your content. So it's okay if you do friends of friends. Just know that other friends of your friends might be able to see your content. I hope that's helpful. And then third, they have this setting here is who can send you Facebook messages. Now, I have this set to everyone, and I'm about to change it. Just because I have my Facebook as a fairly public Facebook because I kind of wanted to test the waters a little bit with subscribers, which we won't really go into that right now. But if you are open to subscribers, with that everyone button, anyone on Facebook can message you. And why am I going to change that? Because I've been getting some weird spam. So I'm just going to make that friends only for myself. So but at least I know that I can go in there and change that anytime I want, so I can adjust that setting. So let's go to the next option that Facebook gives you, and that is your timeline and tagging options. Now, this is awesome. Facebook just updated a lot of these settings when they rolled out timeline, which will be officially rolled out for everyone for your fan page and your personal page on March 30th. So what advantage you have here is to go ahead and transfer your timeline over and edit your settings before you're forced to. So any content that you want to moderate, you've got the chance to do that before the 30th. So that's the huge advantage to going ahead and switching over. So this setting takes you through several things. It's going to take you to who can post on your timeline. I have it set as friends. The drop down on this box will actually say friends or no one. If you click no one, what that means is your Facebook wall is only you. If you're running a business, or if you're networking, or if you have friends or family, you've just cut off the whole world from being able to communicate with you. So be very, very careful with that only me option. I think a lot of people that are using that are just big celebrities that just want to have a Facebook page, but they don't want to communicate with anyone on Facebook. So that's why you have that option there. The next drop down is going to be who can see what others post on your timeline. And I know this is a hot topic right here, is who can see and post on your timeline. So look at that little public button there. When you click this drop down, you're going to get a list that says public, friends of friends, friends, friends except acquaintances, only me, and custom. That's a lot of options. What's great about this is, again, you have the choice. You have the choice to know who and what you want posted on your timeline if you're allowing friends to post on your timeline. So if you choose friends of friends, again, that means if Diane posted something on my timeline and one of my friends clicked on it, they could see it, even if they're not her friend. Now, they won't be able to comment on it, but they would be able to see the post. That's very important to know. Friends is just your friends. It means a friend of a friend cannot see a post. Friends except acquaintances. That's a little tricky, isn't it? I feel like Facebook kind of just throws some in there just to mess with their heads sometimes. But Friends Accept Acquaintances is a custom list that you can build in your Facebook, which I'll go over later in this webinar. So acquaintances are people that you've met on Facebook or you've networked with on Facebook, but they're not your close friends. They're not someone you actually know. You've just met them on, Facebook land. So that would be just your friends, and you're not letting, just acquaintances that you have marked as acquaintances in your lists to see your posts. And then again, there's the Only Me, which again, if you do that, you're locking down your whole Facebook. Nobody can post anything except for you. So be very careful if you're doing that. And then Custom is if you make a custom list. The next thing that we're going to have the option of here, let me just clear the screen, is review posts where that appear on your timeline because you've been tagged. Okay, this is important. I know I marked through it a little bit, but that is very important. I have that set to public. And what I do is whenever someone, like for example, when Diane tagged me about this conference, I actually have to go in and approve that post. Facebook will post it, but it alerts me and says, alert, you've been tagged, do you approve this? And it'll give you a check mark to mark that off. I love that Facebook does this because if family posts embarrassing photos of you, and you can untag it. I've had that happen. I don't like unflattering pictures. But also, if you're open to the public and you get some odd posts on your wall, which I have, you can go in and block that person or untag yourself, which I hate to do, but sometimes you have to do it. And then the next option is to review your tags of friends to your posts on Facebook. Again, that's that same thing. It's giving you it'll give you a list of what to review. And then who sees tag suggestions when photos that look like you are uploaded? I want you to take a good look at this one. I have this set to no one. And what that means is I was getting a lot of weird tagging and pictures. Sometimes somebody will post like a cartoon and tag like 20 people and you're in it. And so then all of a sudden your Facebook blows up with like 20 notifications that somebody you don't know tagged you or talked about you in a post. You can stop that here. So if you click no one on this section here, which is what I have, and I'll circle that for you, then what happens is Facebook has an automatic, and this is kind of, I know it'll mess with you a little bit, but Facebook has an automatic thing where if your friends upload a photo that looks like you, they can set it to where it automatically tags you without telling them. So it's like face recognition. Creepy. I know it's a little creepy, but it's the way we're going in the future. So if you set this to no one, then that's not going to pop up on their wall to tell them, hey, I think this picture is Amanda Taylor, maybe you should tag her. So I have that set to no one. And then allow friends to check you in with mobile places. I have this on just because I was testing it. Facebook's not really doing a whole lot with the check-ins right now. They've kind of blocked a lot of business features on that. I think they're rethinking this. So I just have it set to on. I have never had anything come up with it. So you can leave it on or you can leave it off. It just depends. I think the only reason you would want to use that is if you do a lot of Foursquare, which is where you're checking in. That's an app that people use. I'm not really a fan because it tells everybody where you're at. I mean, my dad would always say, that just tells me go rob me now. So my dad's a very private person. All right, so let's talk about your privacy settings. This is, again, another option that's going to be in that main wall when you go to your privacy settings. This one in particular is about your apps and websites. I hope I'm not going too fast. Am I going too fast for everybody? Okay. Just trying to keep a nice, steady pace. All right, so apps and websites, that for me was one of my biggest concerns because there's a lot of apps on Facebook, and I've used my Facebook wall for everyone to use as an example here. So I'm opening up my Facebook to use. I hope that you can respect that here. There's a few apps that I have that I use that you can see right here. SlideShare, Networked Blogs, Discus, Aweber, Livestream. These are just a few of the apps that I use on Facebook. But what's great is Facebook has given you the option to edit your settings. See this here, this edit settings, for what your apps do to your Facebook. So if you don't want an app posting as you on your wall or taking your information or your email or adding you to something, this is your chance to edit that. So let me clear this off so we can go to the next slide. So when you click on that, you're going to get a list from Facebook of the different apps. And again, I just did a few so that you could see mine. Pinterest is really hot right now. I do have that featured on my timeline wall. I kind of think that's cool that when you tag something, you're not having to do it in 2 places. Pinterest does it for you. But again, you can edit if you don't want Pinterest to do that. So you have the chance here to go through all of your apps, and you can delete the app. There's an X there. I don't know if you can see that X. Try to circle around it. Maybe you can see it down here. I'm not very good with drawing. But you can edit or delete these apps. So if you've added a bunch of apps or you're unsure what apps are on your Facebook page, this is where you can go in and edit those out. So it's a good thing to do. I like going through about once a month and just making sure maybe I've added something that I wasn't sure and I clicked and I wasn't, you know, it's easy to do that, especially late at night. So, and I'm a night owl, so I sometimes have to go back through my Facebook stuff. All right, so when you click on an actual app to edit your settings, I gave you an example here of what it says about SlideShare on mine. So I have, it says here, given SlideShare permission to have my email address, my profile info, which is my birthday, education, all of that, which my birthday is tomorrow, woohoo! Your events, your status updates. There's this little click here if you don't want Facebook to post on your behalf from this app. So if I did not want this app to post on my fan page without me knowing, I could click that here and click X. Basic information, and you can see there's a click here. You can see more details on that. And then here we go again. Facebook's given us another opportunity to choose who do you want to see us sharing this app. So I have it set to friends. On a lot of my apps, I just do friends, unless it's Pinterest. I'm okay with Pinterest sharing with public, but all the other apps, I do friends. And then you can also edit. Different apps will have different things here, but you can edit your notifications. I don't know if you're like me and you get a lot of notifications from Facebook. I have kind of gone through that whole list to stop, you know, clogging up my Facebook wall with notifications and my emails. So that's a good way for you to go through. I would recommend going through all of the apps that you see on that list when you pull up your privacy settings and going through each and every one of them and choosing what you want it to post on your behalf and how you want it to look on your Facebook wall. All right, so I know that that was a lot. We just covered all of the privacy settings. I really wanted to go as in-depth as possible on that, so I hope that you were able to follow along with that. If you just click around in your privacy settings, you'll see that they have all kinds of click here, see more, learn more. There's a lot in the help section on Facebook, so if you just go to the little search bar on Facebook and type apps, it'll come up with a whole help section for you. So if you're one of those people that likes to read the fine print, just go to the help section on the Facebook blog and it will help you learn a lot more about those. All right, so now let's talk about the audience selector. I went over this with you earlier. This is when you're on a post, this is a picture that I posted yesterday about how I hate mornings because I am not a morning person. Excuse me while I drink some water there. So any post that you have on Facebook, you have all these options, like I said, on individual posts. So not only does it appear in your privacy settings, but when you go to actually post, you can choose what you want that individual post to look like. So for this one, it's on my public. If I just wanted it to be my friends, I could click friends, and then the whole list, like we said, only me, or custom, or friends except acquaintances. So you can see here I do have some Facebook lists that I have created. So if I actually have a Facebook list that I've titled Newsfeed because I was so tired of my newsfeed being so clogged up with, I think I have 700 friends on Facebook. So, and for me, that's a lot, because I think that only like 200 of those people are people I talk to every day, or in a weekly, daily, monthly setting. So I actually created a custom list of who I want to appear in my news feed, and now I only see their updates. And I go in and I modify it sometimes, but that's your choice. You can create these custom lists. So you can click here, and you see right here that this status is public. And choose what you want it to look like there. So also, this is something new that I'm really loving, is Facebook with Timeline will allow you to edit a photo. So you can see that I have posted this photo. I hate mornings. I'm not a morning person. I actually go to bed about 4 in the morning. I'm a night owl. I can click here on this little pencil, and you get that little pencil just by hovering to the right of any status. You'll get that. It'll pop up for you. And you click on the pencil. You can change anything here. You can change the date. You can change where this picture was taken. But I love this right here. I don't know if I'm going to cover it. I'm not very good at drawing. But you can see that here, reposition photo with the green arrow. So what you can do is when you click that, Facebook's actually going to give you a little hand here that's a grabber hand, and you can move the photo left, right, up, or down. I love that, because sometimes, you post a photo and it cuts your head off, and that drives you crazy when you see that on your Facebook wall. Now you can fix it. So I like that Facebook has done that. So now let's talk about the timeline. And I hope you guys like my timeline here. I thought about wearing my panda hat for you today. But this is my personal timeline. I like to have fun on my Facebook, and I'm encouraging everyone, use this opportunity. Facebook's giving you an opportunity to have fun, to talk with your family, to share photos. So enjoy the timeline. My dad used to call me Amanda Panda, and I used to hate it. I hated when he called me Amanda Panda. But as I've gotten older, have learned that that wasn't something he was making fun of me for. It was a term of endearment. So my goal was, I really wanted to go and see a panda bear in real life so I could take a picture with it and send it to my dad. So this is what I did for my dad. When I went to see my panda, I got a panda hat. And so now he can look at my Facebook wall, and my husband creates memes. That's what this is, a meme. So happy, sad, working. So have fun with your timeline. This is, like I said, it's an opportunity Facebook has given you. So look here to the right, and I've got a little arrow clicking here for you. You can see on my timeline, I have something entered in for all of these years. So this is how you use it. You can go ahead and you can click down. If you were to click on my timeline on the very bottom here, it would take you all the way down to, what is that, 1992? So obviously Facebook was not around in 1992. But what I've done is I uploaded some pictures. I was a cheerleader in the Disney World parade in 1992 at Disney World. And so I've posted some of those photos here and gotten in touch with some of my old cheerleader friends and tagged them in it. And so now that appears in my timeline on my wall. Also, you can see that it says I was born. I've gone in and added a picture of when I was born. Now, you don't have to do that. I just did it just to see what Facebook would do with all this. So if you go in and edit your photos, like I showed you before, it gave you that option of date. You can go in and upload a photo that you've scanned to your computer. Maybe it's family history that you're doing or genealogy. You can post the date and change the date to whenever you want, and that'll show up in your timeline here. So that's what Facebook's trying to do. They're trying to help your Facebook create your story. And I love stories. And I know we have a lot of writers in here, so I think it's kind of fun because it's a way to write your story and kind of share with your family, your friends in the world what your story is. Now, a lot of people don't really care about this, and you don't have to if you don't want to, but it can be fun. You can see you have your friends list here, and this will all change every now and then. It'll, add new people or, jumble them up, but that's your general friends. And you can see here, I can see all of them. I also, if I hover there, I can choose if I want that to be on my Facebook timeline at all. So you can hide your friends list if you want. Also here, you can see you will always have this photos right here. That will always be your friends, and your photos will always stay right there. The photo here is always going to be the last photo that you updated. So it'll always change. So a lot of people that are adding their cover photo are frustrated because their cover photo is showing up right there. This is also the same on your fan page. When you upload your fan page photos, they're always going to show here. So when you upload your cover photo, yes, it's going to show up right there. So if you don't want it to show up there, just upload some new photos or change the dates of when you uploaded it, and Facebook will change it. And then you can see I have my Pinterest app. This is a picture of Vegas. My husband's taking me to Vegas for our anniversary, and so I made a Vegas album on Pinterest, and so you can see that post there. And then here's your status update box. You also have this on your home page, but Facebook's also given you an option of adding a status directly from your timeline, so you can add that there. And I love this life events. When you click on that, I tried to take a screenshot of it, but I didn't add it here, but I'll read it to you. When you click on life events, you can add work, education, family and relationships, home and living, health and wellness, or travel experiences. So like I did, I went back to 1992 and I added a life event, which was in a parade at Disney World. Or life event, I was born. You know, there's silly things that Facebook will give you options for. Life event, I broke my leg. Or life event, my dog died. Yeah, I mean, some people want to put that on their Facebook wall. It really is up to you. How do you include Pinterest here? I'm seeing that on the chat box to my left. How you add your Pinterest is if you go to your Pinterest account and you go to your account settings, there's a setting that says link Facebook. If you click that, it'll give you a Pinterest box. It will also, down your wall, I don't have a screenshot of it here, but also post like 3 or 4 of your most recent Pinterest photos. So that's how you can link your Pinterest accounts and have the Pinterest app there below your timeline. Also, if you see this little one, I don't have an arrow, but I'll kind of click near it here. That one, I can click that little arrow and I can choose and move around what apps I want up there. So the only things that you can't move are these 2 items, friends and photos. But Pinterest or any other apps that you use, you can move those around. So I have events, or you saw some of the other apps that I have. I can move those around if I want. It's really easy. You just hover to the right of the app and you'll get a little pencil like you saw before, and it'll ask you, what do you want to switch this with? It's really that easy. So let's keep going because I'm trying to keep an eye on the time here. So here you can see on my Facebook wall, again, I have hovered near the side, and I've got a pencil and a star. Another thing that Facebook has added with timelines is the option to highlight a post or a photo. Now this is awesome, especially on your fan page, because you can click this little arrow, and let's move down to the next slide. So you can see I clicked that arrow and I made this photo huge on my Facebook wall. I guess I really don't like mornings, but I just used this as an example for a post. So before it was really tiny, which I don't have a screenshot of it there, but now it's really big, and you can actually go back and click that star again and make it back to small. So if you make something big and you didn't mean to, go back, click the star, and it'll it'll make it not as big. Yes, we will have questions at the end. So if you're writing down questions, think of questions. We will have a Q&A at the end here. All right, so like I said, you can highlight a photo. You can also highlight posts. This is awesome because I wanted to promote the webinar for Diane and for NACWE. So, and a lot of times I'll go in here for iBloom and a lot of the groups that I'm in, and I'll highlight or hit this little star and highlight their post. And so what it does is it makes that post as big as my wall. So my post will go and expand all the way to so it's taking up more space. It's kind of, you got to think about it as real estate, especially on your fan pages. This is a great tool to advertise blog posts. It's just more eye-catching, and there's been proof that if you use photos in your blog posts, that's more eye-catching to your blog readers, and they're more likely to click. So this is a great opportunity. All right, this is a big one. This is something that everybody is talking about. You want to make a cover photo, but what are the rules? I love this image that I found of the rules. Here are the rules for cover photos, and this does apply for your personal and for your fan page, so you cannot breach it on either one. No information on discounts and prices. So if you've written a book and you're about to sell it, you can't say 10% off in your cover photo. So I can't go in and say how much my Facebook branding package is on my cover photo. Basically, Facebook wants you to have the opportunity to have a cover photo, but they don't want everybody spamming their friends. And that's why they've created these rules. The next one is a huge one that a lot of people are really upset about. But again, Facebook's just trying to help you use Facebook personally and not feel like you're being overly spammed by people. And that's, you cannot use the like button on your cover photo. You can't have any arrows saying click here. You can't say anything that says subscribe. Anything that is a Facebook action or a call to action of any kind cannot be in your cover photo. Also, no contact information. I can't stress how important that one is. So, if you have a website and you wanted to put that in your cover photo, do the website, but don't do the www dot and then the .com. Just, give your website name. You can have that on there. You just can't have your URL. Also, so that includes URLs for Twitter, URLs for LinkedIn. Those cannot be in your cover photo. Now, you can have a button that looks like Twitter or a button that looks like LinkedIn, but you can't have any text next to it telling people to go to Twitter or Facebook. Obviously, phone numbers, emails, anything like that cannot be in your cover photo. And then this is a big one too. Anything that should be in your About section under your cover photo is not allowed in your cover photo. So your lists of services, if that's supposed to be in your About section, which yes, that should be in your About section, then it shouldn't be on your cover photo. So I know it sounds really restrictive, but if you think about it from the perspective of someone not using Facebook at all for business, this is Facebook's way of trying to protect them. So what can you do on your cover photo? That's a lot of no's. So let's see what you can do. I've given you a few examples. This is my cover photo for my my page on Facebook. Yes, you can use your tagline. So instead of listing your services, I highly recommend using your tagline. Great question, Susan. So this is my cover photo. It just gives you a general idea of what I do. I work in social networking. I like collaborating. I'm all about business, all about friendship. So, this just gives you a general idea. It's not a list of my services. But if you look here, what's in my About section? My list of services right below my cover photo. And then you have your apps that are going to be below your cover photo. Another awesome thing Facebook has done for brands and for fan pages is they allow us now to edit these photos that we have for our apps. So you can see I've created a welcome app. I've got my newsletter from AWeber up here and my blog directly on my Facebook, but I've gone in and custom created what images I want to see there. What is a welcome app? A welcome app is just, you remember when you used to be able to go to fan pages and there was like a banner to the left and you would click on their page and it would say, click here to like us, and then you would click it and it would bring you to their fan page? That was kind of a welcome. That was what they called a welcome app. So instead of doing that now, Facebook's just given you the option to have that kind of system below your cover photo. So if you click on my welcome app, it just tells you, hey, welcome to my Facebook. This is what you can expect from my page. I'm looking forward to interacting with you. Anything that you want. You can post videos. You can post your Twitter feed. Whatever pertains to your business can go in that. And then I love that you can post your blog directly to your Facebook. And I actually have a blog series on my blog right now where I am taking everything that I'm telling you guys and I'm taking it piece by piece by piece by piece and discussing it in detail. So a lot of your questions will probably be answered by the easy walk-to guides that I've got over there on the blog. Here's another example of a cover photo that I just did for iBloom. I know a lot of you are in iBloom. I love, love, love Kelly Thorne-Gore. She's an awesome coach. And she's my personal business coach. And so I just did this for their cover photo. You can see here's their tagline, here's their logo. But you get that sense of feeling of what iBloom is just from this cover photo. That picture is from their new book, you know, but they're not advertising their book right here. It's just a welcome, you know. It's just you want to be able to use that cover photo to brand who you are as a business. And it's really easy to get able to do that in a creative way. So yeah, there's a lot of rules, but it's also opened up to a lot of creativity on your part. So I feel like, for me, it's just an open door. I love creating cover photos and just coming up with new ideas. On this slide, if you have any graphic design experience, I wanted to at least show you a breakdown of the different photos and the chances you have to brand your business on your fan page. So these are the different dimensions or pixels for the different photos. So you have your cover photo, which is 851 by 315 pixels. You have your profile photo, big change here. Before, you were able to have the longer photos, 180 by 180, so it's a lot smaller. And then those app custom photos that you see here that I had on my page, 111 by 74. So I just wanted to at least include this here so you could see what the dimensions were. And if you're freaking out, don't worry, all of this is over on my website. All right, so how do you change your cover photo? You can barely see it because it's orange, but I can't draw. Try to circle around it. I'm really bad at drawing. But you can see here, when you hover your mouse to the right of your cover photo here, it's going to give you this drop down that says change covers. I know, I make sound effects. I'm known for my sound effects. My husband makes fun of them all the time. So here you can change, here we go. There we go. Change your cover photo. So it's going to give you this little drop-down box. Do you want to choose from a photo on your Facebook currently? You can go ahead and do that. If you don't have a photo that you've come up with yet, just choose one that you already have up on your Facebook. Do your family. I mean, that's a great thing to do for families. Do yourself if you're single, living it up, shopping, whatever you're doing. Upload a photo if you created one, upload it here, and then also you can reposition it. So I went ahead and did a screenshot. This is actually a painting that I had done for my 7-year anniversary of a picture that we actually took on our wedding day, and I love having this up during my anniversary month. Yeah, red boots, I love it. Yeah, so what Facebook will do is they're going to, when you upload it or you change it, it's going to give you this drag to reposition, and you can position it how you want and then just click save. And done, you have a cover photo. So, we talked about this a little bit, what to put in your About section. Now you can see here I have my list of services. I'm actually going to change this, and I'll tell you why. This is a huge opportunity to have a clickable link right below your photo of your website. So use that space. Put your website right here, because then when someone goes to your page and they see your cover photo, bam, they can click on your website and take them right to whatever it is you're trying to promote. So you can see here that I did just my services. This was just while I was setting up my page. But now that my website's up and flowing, I want to have my website there. I want to have that, use that free real estate that Facebook has given you. And I am trying to fly here because I'm looking at the time. All right, so Facebook also has an edit activity. You can see that at the top under your timeline photo, it'll say activity log. That's what this screenshot is. And this is awesome. You can actually, before you click over to timeline, you can click and select what post you want to see. Do you want to see every picture that you've ever posted? Do you want to see every post you've ever posted? For those people that are really concerned, go through this list and select what you want to see, and then you'll see when you do that, it's going to give you the re-choose how you want it to be presented. So if you're wanting to go back and hide some stuff from when you were in high school or college or whatever, go over there and click it and change how it's presented. Lists, I talked a little bit about this. Facebook just launched interest lists, which is awesome. So for me, I work in social media, so I can type in social media and in this little search bar here, and Facebook has that on your far left of your Facebook page towards the bottom. You'll see it says groups or lists. Click that and you'll get this page. And you can see I have a few. I'm kind of weird. I like to watch celebrities because of PR stuff. So I like seeing what celebrities are putting out there. Why not learn from people that know how to do PR the best? So, and then you can see I have church, Christian ministries, and companies, Facebook experts, and resources. So I just created these custom lists by doing this or subscribing to lists that people already had created. So when you're creating your list, you can make it public or you can make it private. And then if you make it public, people can subscribe to the list that you've created. And I'm trying to fly through here. Scroll down the wall like I talked about earlier. This is kind of what the split wall looks like. This is when I got married. So what I did is I clicked on 2004 and I just scrolled through the wall to see. I like looking at my wedding pictures every now and then. So just use the advantage that Facebook's given you with that side of the years to scroll down your wall and see what you're presenting. Here we are. I was born. This is me when I was born. I'm little. Look at me. It was fun. I mean, you don't have to put your baby picture up there, but why not? I thought it was fun. All right, fan pages. I just want to cover this really, really quickly. That pinning and highlighting, take advantage of this on your fan page. If you want to pin a post, what this means is you can click that little, when you hover over here, click pin to top. And what's going to happen is Facebook's going to give you a little bookmark looking thing there, and you can have a pinned post for 7 days. This is awesome for promoting a product or promoting a blog series or whatever it is that you're trying to promote. Maybe you have a special offer going on. Pin it to the top of your page, and what happens is when someone comes to your page, that's always the first post they're going to see. Let me go through here. All right, this is another big one, and I won't be able to go really in depth because we're pushing it on time, but this is the new admin panel. This is what's going to look like, what you're going to see at the very top of your fan page when you log onto your fan page once it converts to timeline. I love this. This is like the easiest way to manage your fan page. You've got your notifications right here, and they'll be highlighted. The new ones will be highlighted every time you log on. That's awesome. Now you don't have to search everywhere to see who posted on my page, who liked my page. Just click here and click see all. Is everybody still with us? I'm seeing that somebody said they're lost. Is everybody else on? Okay, hope you guys didn't miss too much. This is the admin panel. Yeah, I love the new applications with fan pages. A fan page is if you have like a ministry or a business or if you're a coach or you're an author, you can set up a fan page to promote that. So that's what fan pages are. You can see your notifications here. This is huge for fan pages. This is new. This is messaging. Before, you couldn't individually message your fans. Now you can. How awesome is that? So you have an awesome chance here to interact with people on your fan page. I love that. Also, if you click here, you can see your insights. That's a whole webinar in itself. So we won't really go over that, but you can click on here and kind of just click around and see what Facebook's telling you about when you posted a picture, how many people how many people saw it, how many people interacted with it, and then all your new likes. Here's a great tip. Great tip. Go through this and personally respond on your fan page and say, hey, at Bess and Jenny and Carrie and Diana, thanks so much for being on my fan page. People love it when you say their name. So I hope that this has helped you all. If you need more help, I am doing a Facebook branding package. All of that information is over on my blog. This was so much fun, and I really tried to blast through. It was a lot of information to go over. How do we tag our fan page? When you're on your Facebook profile, if you click, you're typing, just click at, and then whatever you've named your fan page. Mine's Amanda Taylor Consulting, so I just click at Amanda, and it'll give you a little pop-up. So I just want to thank you guys. Thanks so much to NACWE for giving me this opportunity. And now I guess we'll open up for questions and talk with Diane.
Can you hear me again, even with my echo?
I can hear you.
Okay. So sorry about the echo, guys. If you have a question, go ahead and post it into the chat. If you are a member of NACWE, I'd love for you to post that in there as well, because we would love for those of you that are not members to check us out and come join us. And then we're going to be giving you a coupon code here in just a minute. But it looks like there's some questions to come back to.
Yeah, if you have questions that I didn't see, I tried to glance over every now and then, but it was hard to keep up. I was really trying to keep an eye on the time.
Okay, I know some of the questions, here they come.
Okay. Joanne, since we've changed over to the fan page, timeline won't let me tag. Yeah, that has actually been a glitchy issue with Facebook. They've been back and forth about that. It's supposed to let you tag. I, for example, have had times where I can tag my page and sometimes where I can't. I think that because Facebook is doing this huge update right now, I think there's some glitches here and there that they're having problems with. But if you go to your fan page and go to that admin panel, let me see if I can find that for you again, the admin panel. Let me go up the slide. Okay, on your admin panel, I don't know if you're seeing this, Joanne, click this button here that says Manage. And that's going to give you a drop-down that says Edit Page. And what you'll want to do is go through that whole list of the questions that Facebook has for you about how you want your fan page seen. So I think there's an option in there for tagging. You might want to go in and check and see if you have that not marked for being able to tag your page. All right, what other questions do we have? I don't see any questions.
Anybody else have any questions they want to post in the chat?
What does that mean to tag your page? Pam, so a lot of people that have a fan page what the question is if I have a fan page, why can't I click the @ and then tag my fan page in a post? So say I'm Amanda Oni Taylor on my personal page and I wanted to tag Amanda Taylor Consulting on my fan page. That's when you type and then you do an @ symbol, and then I would type Amanda Taylor Consulting, and it lets you tag that page. So if you look on your Facebook wall, you probably see in people's status updates there's a little blue link. That means they've tagged a page or a person. The pencil says edit or remove, but I don't see edit as an option to edit a post. What kind of post are you trying to edit? What happens once you change over to timeline? Do you lose all your current information? No, you will not lose your current information. When you transfer over to timeline, I actually have a blog post that's a step-by-step walkthrough on how to transfer to timeline. So I highly recommend, because I've been doing this whole blog series, I've been focusing on each of these questions that you guys are having. Just go over to the blog, and there's a walkthrough section I have on my blog that takes you step-by-step of how to change over to timeline. And it tells you each of the things that Facebook's going to ask you and how your information will change. You're welcome, Autumn.
And ladies, we know that you're going to end up with more questions as you keep going through this, so make sure you become a friend and also like her page and also like the NACWE page, because that'll be a great way for you to stay connected. Again, of course, we thank you for coming. We're not done quite yet. We have a few more minutes left. But I just want to publicly say, I know, sorry about the echo, but thank you so much, Amanda. This has been amazing for all of us. Amanda, for sharing all of this. And, I mean, I know I needed this, and we're all changing over, so this is really good info.
Yeah, and any questions you guys have that I wasn't able to answer here, if you go and post them on my blog, I am using my blog post to answer questions. So any questions you have, I will personally answer them on a blog post.
Excellent. Any last minute question, or should I go ahead and close up with, I just posted it up a little, there it is. We've got our NACWE Virtual Telesummit coming. Here's the info, the coupon code. Thanks, Allison. it will save you $10. This is open to non-NACWE members and NACWE members. Of course, we would love for you to come join us for the event, but also as a member. We do trainings like this all the time, and we do, most of the time we have them in the evening, but we've got a forum. If you're a member of NACWE, just maybe put a shout out about what you love about NACWE and the online forum that we have going on. Yay. Yeah, we've got just an amazing supportive environment of prayer and marketing and training, and just, it's a love fest. We love
I know, I'm excited about this conference, Diane. I missed last year, so I'm so excited that I get to come this year.
All right, anything else, Amanda, before we close up with prayer? I'm probably going to have you pray us out since I'm a little Miss Echo Girl again.
No. I did want to throw this out there for my Facebook branding package. If you have a question, or you had a question that got answered on this post and you want to take advantage of my branding package, if you leave that on my blog, I will give you 10% off your branding package. So, and again, any questions that you do have, I will answer them in a blog post. But I just want to thank you, Diane, for allowing me to do this. This was awesome.
Well, this has been huge for all of us, and thank you so much for just all the I know you've done research. I know you've just been all over this topic, so thank you.
Yeah, so you want me to lead us in a prayer?
Yeah, we're going to close with prayer, ladies, and then we're going to get this call posted as a link over on YouTube probably within the next couple of hours, and so just be watching for that.
Yay. All right. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the time that we've had together today and just how much information we went over. And I just pray that you help every woman on this call, Lord, whatever ministry she's doing, whatever business she's in, her marriage, her relationship with her kids, whatever is going on in their lives, Lord, I just pray that you bless that and that your hand is on them individually right now. If they're dealing with whatever circumstances that they're dealing with that's giving them a block for business or for whatever they do for work, I pray that you just guide them through that and just take their hand right now and walk them through that step by step. And we just pray that you bless every single woman that attended this call and all of our NACWE members. And we just thank you so much for giving us this time and for allowing us to just absorb this information that was shared today. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Whoop. All right, ladies, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and then we will get this posted as soon as we can. Thank you for coming.